I'm a little disappointed there's not more Jada Vance available to us. So we're going to chat with her, and we're going to hopefully rectify that here on the program right now. So what I'm going to do is let's go to the phone and see if we can chat with her. So, hello, who that?
Hello, how are you?
Man, I ain't never had a bad day, Miss Jada. You know that. Welcome to the Gumbo YAYA radio show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's an honor, it's a privilege, and a pleasure. So we've been bragging on you a little bit, but nobody knows the story better than you. So let's have you brag on yourself. Why don't you tell folks who that, where you at, introduce yourself.
Yeah. So like you said, my name is Jada Vance, and I have sang for as long as I can really remember. So I grew up in a very musical family. I'm with my mom's side of the family. They're all from southern West Virginia. So, I grew up listening to bluegrass and mountain music, as they call it. And so that's kind of where I got my start. And I think I got my first Dolly Parton cassette tape when I was like 8 years old. Back when cassettes were cool still. And so yeah, that's kind of where I fell in love with music, and then it kind of went on from there. And in 2013, I was dared by one of my friend's parents to go and try out for American Idol, and I was 16 at the time, and I was just like, why not? All they can tell me is no, right? And so I did, and they told me that I was great, and that I was going through, and I was like, are you serious? Like, this isn't like a karaoke competition or anything, which is what I was used to doing. So yeah, it was definitely a series of events, that's for sure, and definitely an overwhelming experience. But I'm very thankful and blessed that I got to experience that. But yeah, that's where I got my start. Was on Idol, and it's been about 5 years, and so we've been about 5 years in the running afterwards, and we've not stopped. So that's just a little bit of how I kind of got started in this industry.
So how did you go? What's that experience like? Can you give us a little bit of behind the scenes? We all watched that program. We're all curious as to, you see these people hugging it, and kissing and saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and they're crying for each other when, every time somebody, leaves the program and goes on. Is there really that sense of camaraderie, or is there a bit of like, oh my, is there any dirt behind this, or are you contractually bound to not share? Like, I've always been curious, like, what is that like? Is it really that much camaraderie amongst the singers, or is there some like, geez, I can't wait for this one to go home. They're a huge,
Well, yeah, of course. With every show, I feel like any TV show in general, whether it be reality or whatever it may be, it's TV, and they're definitely looking out for their ratings. So of course there's some behind the scenes dirt going on, but 9 times out of 10, with Idol, those people are genuine about each other, and you really gain those lifelong friends. And it's real when they're sitting there crying about someone going home, or saying, I don't know why that happened to her or whatever. Like, that's true. That's real. So yes to one and yes to the other. So it's kind of both.
A little bit of both. It's yeah. There's still competition involved, is what you're saying. No matter how. Okay. Now I just want to make sure everybody can hear you. Okay. So if you have are you on Bluetooth? Are you on a landline Bluetooth, or just?
No, I'm calling you from my cell phone.
Okay, all right. So you're not using hands-free or anything like that, right?
No, I'm
okay.
on my phone.
it's a level on my end. So all right. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the beautiful, the lovely, the talented Miss Jada Vance, and she is a Nashville recording artist with who's gained worldwide airplay. I think her debut single was "Read My Lipstick," and now that was followed up with what was
Hick and Roll was next.
Hick and Roll, and then now just dropped just on January 29th, just at the first of the year, only a few months out, is
There's Always Me.
There's Always Me. So, and that's it. That's all you've given us in 5 years. We're like that. We're So tell me that, please tell me there's a full CD, not an EP, a full CD coming out.
I'm teasing you guys. I can't give it all to you. I can't give you all my pennies.
Exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, there's more coming. I'm super excited. So June the 1st, we pushed back the release date for my EP album coming out twice now. This is the second time it's been pushed back. Only because, I just signed with a new booking agency, A-Star Promotions, and they're working really great with my PR company, Core PR. And, there's a lot of new stuff coming into my journey. So there's some changes being made and different songs being added to the album. And, I'm actually finishing up writing my summer single that I'm going to release probably at the beginning of June. And so we're not going to release the full album of my songs until July the 1st. So we're extremely excited about that because, we work on these projects for years out. Like I literally sat on my last single, There's Always Me. I sat on that song for about 2 years before we released it. So, these things take time for us artists and everybody behind the scenes working, to get them out there for you guys and to make sure that you guys are getting the best product possible, So we put a lot of work into it.
Okay, so you are writing now. So let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna play "Read My Lipstick" for the listeners here, and we'll come back and chat about your two more recent. But so I know for a fact that somebody else wrote this song, and the writer and the people involved with this are super talented. Now, on this, when you recorded this, where did you record this at? You recorded in Nashville. Do you recall who did it? Because I'm friends with Mr. Jim Vance, who's a Hall of Fame steel guitar player, and I know that he has done production on a lot of music in the area, and this is one of the songs that he introduced to me before it was ever released. It was how they a songwriter will put out a song and these producers will hear it, and so I was fortunate to hear this song. Who was working on this song with you?
So actually, Read My Lipstick was written by my cousin Chip Davis and a couple other people, Stephanie and Stephanie's partner at the time. So, this was released literally as soon as I got off of Idol. So this was back in 2013, and everybody really fell in love with it. And it was they pitched it to me because I was new to the industry, so I was like, let me get into your catalogs. Let me see how it goes before I start getting really into writing and stuff like that. We wanted a product out there because I was still touring and stuff like that, and people were requesting my music. So, I recorded Read My Lipstick and Hick and Roll in my cousin Chip Davis's studio to begin with. We started our rough mixes and stuff like that there, and then we finished out the production over in Berry Hill in Nashville at Jim Lightman Productions. So, yes, there are top-of-the-line A-list studio players playing on these songs and on the record. So it doesn't surprise me at all that you're familiar with some of the people, involved.
It's funny because whenever I didn't realize that Chip was your cousin, so that's that's a small world. So yeah, I was fortunate to preview this song. So I'm glad. I love your vocals. I love the arrangement on it. That's why I asked about it. I think it's done in like a, I don't compare people. What happens when people say, oh, this is, they like to compare other art, and I'm not going to do that. When I was listening to this song, when I was listening to you sing this, something about it brought Reba McEntire to mind. You know, there was something reminiscent to Reba Mack. I'm not comparing you. It's not fair to you to compare, you know, because you're
okay
Jada Vance. But like, I hear, you know, I get, you know, it was like, oh, you know, I get a Reba vibe out of it. So, you know what? Let me shut up and let's play this. Let's play this for folks. So do me a favor, introduce yourself, introduce your song, and let people know they're listening to the Gumbo YAYA radio show. Will you do that, and we'll give it a play?
Absolutely. This is Jada Vance. You guys are listening to Gumbo YAYA, and this is my single, Read My Lipstick.
Boy, when you get home tonight, get a clue. There's a million things that I've been trying to say to you. You never seem to take a hint, no matter how much time I've spent. So I ain't wasting one more breath on you. Read my lipstick on the mirror. Could I make it any clearer? There's another message right down the hall. Since you couldn't read the writing on the wall, this time we're over. You ain't that slick. Read my lipstick. I left you one big bite in my favorite shade of blue. That's the way I used to feel before we were through. Written right above the bed in a stunning shade of red. Look there and you'll know just what to do. Read my lipstick on the mirror. Could I make it any clearer? There's another message right down the hall. Since you couldn't read the writing on the wall, this time we're over. You ain't that slick. Read my lipstick. Hear the silence screaming, baby, there's no doubt. Since you wouldn't listen, I had to spell it out. Read my lipstick on the mirror. Could I make it any clearer? There's another message right down the hall. Since you couldn't read the writing on the wall, this time we're over. You ain't that slick. You never figured out what makes me tick. You know that that's love, that is the trick. Read my lipstick. Read my lipstick. Whoa. Read my
Man, that is a message I would not want to get. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jada Vance right here on the Gumbo YAYA radio show, and I didn't even post that. Let me go ahead and put that up there on our playlist so people know what we were doing there. My apologies to her for, but folks will get in there. So this is the Gumbo YAYA radio show, WFDU 89.1 FM, HD2 frequency. Coming to you worldwide online at hd2.wfdu.fm and on the airwaves here in the New York metropolitan area, the #1 radio market in the world. And we have a worldwide super talent on the phone with us right now. Thank you, Miss Jada, once again for joining us. I want to let you know that your fellow musicians out there, Mr. Reese Tanner, Miss Jill Kinsey, 5 Mile Smile out of London, England, are tuned in with you. Mr. David Leach, Mr. Danny Dawson down in Georgia, they're all top-notch artists that we've had the pleasure of chatting with, and they're tuning in. So you have quite the following. You're global. So I got to apologize to you. I ain't never lied to you except for just now when I was talking. about, you know, the Reba influence. And I listened to the song again, and then I'm hearing Susie Boggess. So I'm a mess over here.
It's different all the time, but you're not the first person to say that, so it's totally cool. You're good.
All right, well, we appreciate it. And let's do this. I don't know how much time you have. I want to get in as much music as I can here. The acting. Now, you did Idol. Is that what led to you being in this film Providence? And have you aspired to do that? Like, what is Jada Vance? What the finished product? What is the Jada Vance finished product going to be? Is it singer, songwriter, actress, all of the above? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I actually got at a younger age, probably around my freshman year of high school. So I was around 14, coming right out of 8th grade, so probably like 13, 14. And so I got into, acting classes and started doing theater and speech team and doing public relations and stuff like that. So after Idol, I got in touch with a few agents, and luckily one of them knew Sharon, which is, the director of Providence, and she was like, look, there's this silent Christian film, and, we need a mixed girl, and, like, literally describe my description. And I was like, heck yeah, like, that's super cool. Like, why not? It's just one more thing to, put on my resume. And so, I went in and did it, and at first I started out as a production assistant, and I had a really good time doing all the takes with the little clipboard thingy, and like doing all the cute little in between shots and stuff like that. So it was really cool. And then they signed me on to do to have a part in the movie, which was actually that was amazing. I was in disbelief because I was just a production assistant, and I didn't think that it was going to go any further than that. And it was like, bam, you're going to be in this movie. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to go with it. So that's kind of how that happened. But I'd been acting before that for about 3 years. So, that's always been one of my passions. And so, yes, the finished product is going to be Jada Vance, a jack of all trades. So, I'd like to dip my hand in the honey pot pretty much in every aspect.
Well, you know what? I think I have two feelings about it. And one time is that I love when an artist is versatile, can do everything. These Broadway people can sing and dance and act and songwriting, and that's kind of a lost art. Back in the day, I just turned 50 years old. When I was growing up, my father introduced me to all those great shows from the 40s and 50s, which was his era, and people were multi-talented. They were versatile. They could do it all. And then as there were some people who were just a singer. That's what they did. They sang. And so in one way,
right.
You see somebody and go, he's an actor trying to sing, or he's a singer trying to act. And you kind of feel like, if you're a one-trick pony, stick with that. And then the other way, it's
exactly.
You miss the multi-talented, the multifaceted artist. So kudos to you. Like I love that about, young I mean, basically, you're still in high school, just getting out. You said 2013. So if I'm doing the math here, I feel bad now saying
graduated for 5 years.
So
I'm 21 now.
Yeah, So I'm sorry, Kyle. It's you got to appreciate. You got to understand that. As a young person who is, pursuing a dream, and you start out as a teen, and now you're in your formal, these, I guess the prime of your youth. I can't imagine how hard it is for you to do that, pursue your education and school and your career and your family life and all that kind of stuff. Never having had the talent you have, I wouldn't know what that's like. So I feel bad saying, we don't have enough from her, but I'm thinking, oh my God, she's only 21 years old. She just, she has.
Yeah, did it all at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, right now, I really do enjoy what you're doing. I do like the fact that, like, this Read My Lipstick has that I mean, it's just a good old. I mean, it's country. It's as country as you can get.
Oh yeah, it's as country as you can get. That's for sure. Yep.
What's now when you let's see. What was my question? Now, so your last two releases, okay, the stuff that you're like slowly feeding us here, you know, that you're teasing with this. Are these penned by you? Are these co-writes? Or are these something that you picked and said, look, that song represents me as an artist?
Yeah. So the first three releases, so getting started into the music industry, I decided early on that my first three releases, I wasn't going to release any of my stuff at all. And so the first three songs that you guys have right now are actually written by other writers, which I think is absolutely amazing because you don't really get that a lot nowadays, because everybody is a writer and a singer, like you said, everybody kind of is multi-talented, and so it was really cool for me, I feel like, to on those songwriters who work hard and literally like have those pub deals and who are writing 4 to 5 to 6 times a week, and getting paid for that, because a lot of those people don't get their songs out there, and they're just there. And so I thought it was pretty cool to give back to the writing community, to just take those and be like, okay, these are the songs that represent me the most, I feel like, and that say the most about Jada and every side, because if you've listened to There's Always Me, it's completely different than Read My Lipstick and Hick and Roll. It's a completely different vibe. It's more of a ballad type song, and it's just different than the other two releases. So I feel like you're getting every aspect of me possible, being said from other people, but also myself as well, and whenever I got pitched these songs, we had an agreement, and I got pitched these songs through Judy Harris. She's a publisher here in Nashville, and she allowed me to make changes, and like I made my was able for my team to make changes as well. And so even though they were written by other people, we still had the option to change it to make it more Jada, and just different stuff. So
that's one of the things that I like. Okay, and I want to do that right here on this program. We always try to give a shout out to like the singers, the song, like the people involved, because I just think it's just, I don't know, that's just us. And one of the things that I discovered and I talked to, we had Mr. Ian Flanagan on here, who's an amazing singer songwriter. We had Steve Cohen on here, and I see the artists that I tend to gravitate to, the ones that I tend to want to listen to, the singer-song, are the ones who care more about the finished product than their personal, like, it's not like, oh, this is my baby. I know you can't change the arrangement, you can't change the lyric. Those seem to be the ones when I'm listening to this music and I have these conversations, and I'm like, oh, I said, hey, Mr. Cohen, I love that. He goes, well, actually, I wrote that song, and then Miss Jessica Clee, I was talking with her, and I sent it to her and said, what do you think? And she tweaked it, and then we finally came up with this. So if you're working with artists who are willing to do that, and I think a lot of the talented, singers, songwriters are to an aspect, otherwise they don't let that song go. The ones that hold on to their music, say, no, this is mine, I'm not going to put it out there, tend to be the ones that don't get on the air, But I like the fact that that you brought that up, that, hey, listen, these artists, even though, it's their baby, they let you rock it,
right.
I want to do this real quick.
Exactly.
I want to do this real quick, and I apologize, because I got some goodies in the mail here from Miss Jada Vance, and there's a Dream Big Jada. So I got a couple autograph photos. Thank you so much, and we're gonna. So if anybody out there is listening,
absolutely.
Tell me about this download. I have a download CD Baby download card. How does that work?
Yeah. So what happens is, if artists don't have, publishers or whatever to protect their songs, a lot of these songs can be distributed to all the outside distribution programs, stuff like iTunes, Spotify, and that kind of stuff. you know, artists like me, independent artists, we go through like CD Baby or Reverb Nation or different programs like that to distribute our songs. And so it's really cool because it's just like iTunes or Spotify, it works the same way, except for this is a free download, and the instructions are right there on the back of the little sticker and or on the download card, and it's really simple. You go on there and you just download it, and it gives you a free download instead of having to pay, you know, $1.99 or 99 cents or whatever. So, yeah, it makes it easier.
All right. Well, you know what? We got 2 of these and 2 autograph photos. So what we're going to do is if anybody's interested that wants a copy of this, I think I might be popping here on my mic. So we're going to give 2 lucky listeners a Jada Vance free download. So give us a call, email us, get a hold of us, send us a message on Facebook, Redneck Gumbo YAYA @gmail.com. And if you want to chat with her, the number to call in and chat with Miss Jada is 701-801-9227. Again, that's 701-801-9227. And if you got a question for her, shout out, oh, hey, I saw you and, you know, or I remember when. And
yeah,
and
there's a lot of those.
We'll do that. You get plenty of those now, right?
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
All right. So I want to do next is I want to do Hick and Roll.
Yeah.
And why this song? What made you decide? How did you pick?
So it's funny because Hick and Roll, you know, just straight, you know, once you play the song, it's literally straight to the point. You know, my mom's side of the family is from southern West Virginia, like I mentioned earlier. And my dad's side of the family, they're all from northern Pennsylvania, about 2 hours from New York. So it was literally like 2 different cultures coming into one. So, you know, this song I felt was perfect for that. And I feel like a lot of people can relate, you know, you're mixing a little bit of backwoods country with a little big city soul, and you know, I like to call it Hick and Roll, so I mean, I thought it was perfect, and it's fun. You know, you can dance to it, you can loosen up. It's, you know, it's just a great, just a fun song to, you know, just really get down to. So.
All right, well, introduce yourself. The song, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gumbo YAYA radio show, and Miss Jada, tell them about it.
Yeah, you know, you guys are listening to Gumbo YAYA. You know, this is Jada Vance, and you guys are listening to my single Hick and Roll, and I hope you guys love it.
Mama said sushi belonged on a hook. Daddy just laughed. She said I ain't eating nothing that ain't been cooked. I learned better than that.
left, left, right, left. Hick and roll, y'all, man. That's some
Heck
good
yeah.
stuff right there, man. If I ain't a line dance, I'll make you one. Again, if they ain't a line dance to that already, I'm gonna make you one. How's that sound? That's some goodness.
That sounds great. There is one actually, though.
I knew it. You know what, man? That's it. That's it. If you could dance to it, man, I tell you, they will. That's the beauty
Yep.
about country music is that people want to dance when they want to hear it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have on the phone with us. I don't know why I'm deaf here, but I don't know what it is. So we have Miss Jada Vance, and Miss Vance, for those of you who ain't in the know, you ain't got a radio or TV. You ain't been listening to good music because this young lady went from American Idol to the film Providence. And she's not only is she, performing with some of the best artists out there, classic and current, Linda Davis, Teddy Gentry, Daryl Singletary, Little Texas, Travis Tritt, you name him, she's singing. She's an athlete. She's a cheerleading coach. She's a singer, songwriter, and advocate for many, many wonderful charities, or like childhood cancer, veteran interest, MRSA awareness. And on top of doing all that, this young lady has, she's touring. She's doing radio tours and performing nationwide. We just played Hick and Roll, or I think that was a 2017 release, and she just released a new single here this past January, There's Always Me, and it has been getting a ton of airplay worldwide. So what's it like? What's it like? When you pull up and you turn on Sirius XM and there's your song and you go someplace, and how cool is that?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually kind of surreal. I never dreamed or imagined of it being like this, which is super cool. It's really made me humbled to the entire experience. Getting people even from my hometown, post videos on my social media pages and stuff, where they turned on their radio, and boom, there's me, and people being like, oh my gosh, like I went to school with her or whatever. It's really awesome. And it's a really unexplainable feeling, to be honest. So.
I think one of the things that I admire about you is the fact that in your bio and when you talk, you talk about these awarenesses and these causes that you do. And I think for someone who's 21 years old, who's a baby, I mean, when did you turn 21? Now, your first taste of liquor was just recently, right?
July, yeah, it was in July.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just legal now, But like 21 years old, what is it? We do a segment here called Salute to Service, where we play songs dedicated to our veterans, our police, to our first responder and our military, the people who are running in while we're running out. So that's what our Salute to Service is. What is it that at 21 years old you have this awareness for the childhood cancer and the veterans and things like that, the MRSA? Is there something personal that touched you that led to this? Yeah. Or is it just...
Yeah, absolutely. With all of my charities, I've had personal interactions with all of them. So they all hold really big place in my heart, and that's why I do so much with them. Actually in May, I think the 18th and the 31st, I'll be in Clarksville, Tennessee, because the month of May, I am the Fort Campbell, because there's the military base here in Clarksville, Tennessee, and I'm their artist of the month. And so it's really cool because, I get to go and have dinners with, the deployed soldiers' families and, get to talk to them about their experience. Both my mom and my dad and both of my uncles were all in the military. So, I grew up in a military family, and that holds a huge place in my heart. My mom is actually 100% disabled because of the military, and so that really, really holds a huge place in my heart. And I actually just became an advocate for Baylor Bands, which is an awesome organization. If you guys don't know what that is, please go look Baylor Bands and Medals of Honor up. They're amazing. And as well as MRSA, I was really young, and my best friend's sister, she was 9 years old at the time, she died of MRSA because they thought it was a cold, and it ended up being MRSA, and the infection spread throughout her entire body, and they were too late. So, all of these organizations, it's not just something I was like, oh, I'm gonna, give a charity so it can look good, on my resume, or so that people will be like, oh yeah, she's in charities, that's awesome. Like, no, these things are personable and relative to my life. So it's really awesome to be a part of so many charities and organizations that mean something to me personally. So.
Well, again, I find it admirable, and it's not, and like you said, there's a lot of times it's there for show, and it seems that at 21 years old for you to be involved in the things you're doing. I know that you're very active in these things, and I'm impressed. And God bless your parents. Thank them for our service. Tell them when you get home, hug your mama's neck and say, "Mama, somebody said to tell you done a good job." You all right? Because you do. All right. She should be proud. I think you're a talented and a wonderful, wonderful young lady, and I know that everybody gets that from their mom. So you're talking about this new EP that's coming out. Yes. And my question for you is this: it seems like dream big and shine bright is kind of your tag, your liner. Is that going to be the title on the CD? On the EP, or how far have you gotten into that? Have you figured out that part of it? How many songs have you got written?
Yeah.
What are they called? Do we get to debut them on the show? Us first, me first? Come on, please.
So I guess I could give you guys a little bit of a little taste of, what the EP is going to be like. But only for you, okay? Only for you.
Much obliged.
The album, we went, back and forth of what the title of the album is going to be. Dream big and shine bright is kind of just like my motto, because there's so many people who have these big dreams, but they let people around them, minimize those. And, I think, if you have this dream, you should go after it, and you should shine bright and work as hard as you can until you can't anymore, So that's kind of just my motto that I like to, just tell everybody, or, write a little message on the autographs and stuff like that. But as for the album, we're going back and forth between two, and it's two of the songs that is going to be on the album, Rear View Revival and Switch Into Whiskey. And those two songs I did, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Yeah,
okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. But yeah, those two songs are kind of what either one of those are what the album's going to be titled, and I'll leave that up in the air so that you guys don't know exactly what the album's going to be titled. But it's between those two, and how many songs? Probably 6 or 7 songs are going to be on the EP, and we've recorded all of them already.
Now, are you doing this at
so
Chip's place or what? Where are you recording now?
Yeah, so I've recorded all of my new albums at Yellowhammer Studios in East Nashville. And, the owner of that is Justin, and he is absolutely amazing. He's an amazing engineer, amazing producer. Billy, I'm not sure if you know Billy Davis, that's Chip's brother, but he produces all of my stuff, and he is absolutely amazing. So between him and Justin, this album is rocking, and I'm just super excited to release it. So
I'm excited too. Now, are you going to stick with the traditional country? Are you writing the music? Are you having stuff handpicked for you that you're going through? Who's on the album? When's it going to come out? What's the website? What's the email address? So all those questions, answer them for me. Where can people find your music?
Yeah.
How soon before we get it? And are you writing the songs? And who do you want to give a shout out to in regard to this album?
Yeah, absolutely. Every song that you will hear from now on, I have been a writer on, whether it be I wrote it myself or I'm a co-writer on it. For the rest of the songs, those are, a part of me. So, um, that's something that's been I'm really excited to share with everybody because now everybody will be like getting a taste of what Jada's mind is like, and so and these songs they're not. I already answered that. Never mind. I was gonna say they weren't recorded at Chips, but yeah, they were recorded at Yellowhammer, and you guys can go to www.jadavance.com. For everything you need to know Jada Vance, as for release dates and tour dates and everything. Everything is up on my website, and under all of my social media, it's just under Jada Vance Music, and you can pretty much find everything there. We've made it super simple, just Jada Vance. You can even Google it. It'll take you to all of my sites and everything like that. So it's pretty simple to find me and what I'm doing and what all is coming out and being released and stuff like that. So, and as for a shout-out, all of my shout-outs I like to give back to my fans and my family and friends. So, because without you guys, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I am overly grateful and thankful for my fans and my family. So thank you guys for what you do. And my band members, they are absolutely amazing. They're on the road with me constantly. They're, dealing with the same stuff that I'm dealing with. They're up front, always having my back. And I'm telling you, those boys are not the boys you want to mess with. They have my back, I'm telling you. So it's really awesome to have such a great support team around me and fans that actually care and who are supportive from the beginning to the end. So it's really awesome.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in now. For joining us here, and we're excited. We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to the new album, and we would love to. We would love to be able to say, hey, we played it first. Now,
yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure that they know to send it over to you as soon as we release it.
Well, this is what we're gonna do. We got to come up to the top of the hour. I know that we got to let you go. I've kept you on the phone far too long, and
that's okay.
And we're enjoying this, and we're gonna say, Miss Regina, congratulations. We'll be sending you an autographed photo of Jada Vance, along with a free music download for you to enjoy. And who's the other one? Billy. So Regina and Billy, congratulations. Y'all are going to get yourself a autographed photo from the beautiful, the talented Miss Jada Vance, along with a music download. And we're going to let her introduce her song here in a minute. Before we let her go, we're going to play the final tune available for now until the new one comes out. But we did want to let you know, since I have the website pulled up, I'm going to give you the dates. If you're in Fort Campbell, Kentucky on May 2nd at the USO Soldier Luncheon, you can see Miss Jada perform live there. Go to jadavance.com for all the locations and information. So she's there May 2nd and May 16th. And then she's, as she mentioned, is going to be in, Bowling Green. She's going to be in studio, WGGC, Bowling Green, Kentucky. So that's May 16th. I see what's happening here. As I scroll, it's changed. Greenville, Mississippi, for my friends down there on the coast, in Biloxi, Gulfport, Jackson. Y'all head up to the Tropical Casino in July. Catch her there. She's going to be at the West Virginia State Fair in August, and she just said, if y'all weren't listening, she said she was coming to New York too. So at least that's what I heard.
We'll make our way there.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us here. It's a huge pleasure. We are honored, I have a big star like yourself. I know that you're busy doing all these radio appearances, TV appearances, things like that. But But we also want to thank.
It's my pleasure.
We want to thank the folks over there at CORE who were so gracious to let us interview. So thank your management and your PR team for letting us do this, for making this happen. We're grateful to them. And we got There's Always Me. I want you to, if you would, just chat a little bit about that, and let's give that a play. Just introduce the song and let people know one more time who you are, and they're listening to the Gumbo YAYA radio show, and then I promise we'll let you go.
Absolutely. This song, There's Always Me, was pitched to me by Judy Harris as well. And as soon as I heard this song, I was in awe. It was completely different than anything, I'd ever done before. And it was just one of those songs that, talks about more of the simpler love and, more of like, those people who have those people that they grow up with or whoever it may be. And, you're always there for that person. But then there's this other girl or other guy who comes along and, kind of takes their attention away. But, you're always standing right there in the wings waiting for them whenever they need you. So I felt like that was a message that everybody, literally everyone, girls, guys, grandmas, grandpas, sons, daughters, everybody could relate to. And so I really wanted to get it out there. I wanted to say it right, and so I put a lot of work into this song and into the single release and everything. So we're extremely excited to play it for you guys. But anyways, this is There's Always Me. My name is Jada Vance, and you guys are listening to Gumbo YAYA.
Say I look good in a Sunday dress, rugged boots and Wranglers wear me the best, and I know I might not be your type, but baby I love you right. I never cared to be the homecoming queen, 'cause my favorite color is John Deere green. So if you decide that a simple life is maybe just what you need, there's always me. Then there's you with the world at your feet. Then there's her and her big city dreams. When the show's finally over, waiting for you in the wings, there's always me. I'll be your shoulder like I've always been, and girl after girlfriend, end after end. And if you look back at all of that, there's always someone you see. There's always me. Then there's you with the world at your feet. Then there's her and her big city dreams. When the show's finally over, waiting for you in the wings,
the digital delight of jazz and what's more on WFDU HD2, Teaneck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the latest single by the beautiful, the talented Miss Jada Vance. And we have her on hold. We're going to let her go now. She's been so kind as to join us here on the Gumbo YAYA radio show. And you can find everything you need JadaVance.com. She has a new album coming out very soon. She's going to be coming to New York, hanging out with us, playing live on the radio. She promised. And if you don't believe me, just ask me. I'll tell you. So let's go back. Let's say hi and goodbye to Miss Jada. And again, one more time, say thank you. So, hi, Miss Vance, you there?
I'm here. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I can't thank you enough because this is your program. I'm just the host. So if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. And if it weren't for your fans, because they're the ones that wanted to hear you, and that's why we do what we do.
Absolutely. That's why I do what I do. So thank you guys.
All right. So people can find your music, JadaVance.com, right?
Absolutely.
And one more time, remind folks, if you didn't forget, when can we expect the new EP, the new CD?
The new EP will be released July the 1st of this year, and there's going to be a single before that releasing June the 1st. So,
all right,
be on the lookout.
All right, now let me I have a question, and before we're gonna let you go, I found something on YouTube, okay, and it was a performance you did on TN Mornings.
Okay.
And it was an event for Kristen K. Hunter, the memorial fundraiser.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just curious, like when you do these things, and I'm going to play that for folks because we talked about your charity and the things that you do. I mean, your charitable works, the things that you do. And when you did this, how old were you? What and how did you end up doing this?
So Kristen,
you may recognize her as a.
So I played I played softball with her sister growing up, and so I was really close to their family. Growing up as a young age, and I did that. I think I don't know, maybe 2012. Maybe, I don't know, 2012 or 2013 one. I think it's whenever I did that one. Or maybe it was later than that. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look back and see. There's so much stuff I've done since I remember. But, that is one of the organizations I was telling you guys that just holds a really special place in my heart. They told her that she only had a virus because she'd been throwing up and stuff. And ended up being MRSA, and the infection spread through her whole body. And then once, they found that out, it was too late. So that was such a emotional thing, to be a part of and to do. And, it took a lot for me not to, break down and do it. But,
when I watched it, I was thinking that. I was like, here's this young girl coming up there. This is somebody that you knew who, 11 years old when you lost her, right? And it's just I couldn't imagine. You were you seemed so mature, so comfortable, so poised up there. Do you remember what song it was? Because do
you remember what song it was?
Yeah.
I don't remember which one I did. Is it there on YouTube?
It's what I watched on YouTube, and that's one of the things that kind of and then I forgot. I don't remember the song because I was got so much involved in the stuff that you were sending me and listening to it. So that's nobody's fault but mine. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play this, and this is and we're going to let you go. Thank you again so much for being on the program. We will send you a copy of the program. You can share that with your friends and everyone. What I'll do is make sure that all your fans will have access to this, and anything you want to share on the program, please send it to us. Events, shows, updates, anything Jada Vance, we'd be more than happy to share with our listeners.
Absolutely.
And
thank you.
So we'll let you go. We're going to play the song after you go, but is there anything else you want to share? And then
No, just my socials, www.jadavance.com, and under every social, it's just Jada Vance Music.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the beautiful and lovely, the talented Miss Jada Vance right here on the Gumbo YAYA radio show. And like I said before, as we were chit-chatting, and one of the things I admire about her was her I guess her passion for working with people. She like MRSA, she's an advocate for many causes: childhood cancer, MRSA, the veterans, and when she started this very young. She's been affected. Miss Christian K. Hunter was someone who passed away at the age of 11, who was a friend of hers. And this is Young Jada on WZTV, Fox 17, and her song, a moving tribute to this young lady. So let me make sure we're not too loud in your ear, and we'll give this a play. Jada Vance here on the Gumbo YAYA radio show.